Hi, my name is Summer Janae, and today I want to discuss with you all, for those of you who are out there and you're a military spouse who wants to work outside of the home, today I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you be successful with finding employment as you prepare to PCS. So without further ado, let's get started. So the conversation today stems from me receiving a text today from a friend who said she was PCSing, and I was like, "Oh, make sure you don't wait until the last minute, if you will." And that's where it dropped into my spirit to not only tell her, but to tell those who are interested the methods I employed to make sure I was gainfully employed when I wanted to be. So tip number one, if you know in advance I know there are times when you just get last minute orders and you can't help it. But if you know in advance, at a minimum, you have at least 6 months notice that you're moving somewhere, I would say start proactively looking then. Maybe finding out from your current employer, if you have one, if you can transfer or maybe work remote based on COVID. Their employers are a little bit more lenient now in terms of remote working or teleworking. So kind of look into those options first. But if those options are not available or they don't offer those things, then I would highly recommend you start doing your research for whatever it is you want to do. For me, my field is contracting. So I would find out what contracting positions are available in the area I was moving to, who were the employers in those areas. I really like the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, the DMV, because there's so many employers for my field there, and it was great. Um, so I can tell you, if you're going to that area, you should have no problems finding a job, but I would still start early. Lock that employment in before you get there, because if you wait until you get there, you will be swinging behind the pitch. So number one, as early as you can, but not more than 6 months out, identify who the people are, or the hiring managers. And if you can't get to the hiring managers, the HR, like email boxes or whatever it is, or if you know someone, you can ask them, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" But kind of start networking to start lining things up about 6 months out. Uh, Tip number two, join, they have Facebook groups, like the one is called Career Military Spouses. That's a really good one. A lot of employers will come into that one and say, "Hey, we have openings here." You can kind of get some leads on that one, or join similar organizations that will help you with getting employment. So you have to be really focused. I would say you can't just be willy-nilly about it, but you have to move with purpose and intention. If your objective is to find employment at the next duty station, you have to, again, move with intention and purpose. The third thing I would like to tell you guys about are, there's a military spouse employment connection, I think it's called. And if I didn't say it correctly when I edit the video, I will put the appropriate name in the video, like in text, so that you will have the appropriate name. But there are a lot of organizations now that are starting to focus in on and realize that there are some challenges with being a military spouse. There are some employment challenges with being a military spouse. So I think if you can tap into some of the DoD organizations that offer spouse employment assistance, and some of the national level organizations that offer spouse employment assistance, then I think those would be some very beneficial programs to assist you with your end objective, which is finding employment on the other end. I don't know why, especially since the average employee is in a position 2 to 3 years on average. I don't know why the active duty military spouse community is kind of discriminated against, if you will, because they know you're leaving. I think the only difference between, well, no, I'm not going to say that's the only difference. The known difference between military spouses and the rest of the workforce is, eventually we're leaving, or that we were going to leave. So I think companies are hesitant to hire a military spouse, but what they don't realize is when they're hiring a military spouse, they're getting someone who has um, transferable skills like none other. We're oftentimes more educated than our civilian counterparts. We have more experience than our civilian counterparts, because when our spouses are deploying or doing whatever it is, we are the ones who are back here keeping everything together, taking care of everything around the home, sometimes still working while doing all of that. So it's almost like we're single parenting, but there's additional financial, I guess, contributions coming in, but your partner is missing. So, and everything will, in essence, will fall on you if you do not have a community, if you will, where you are. So I said all that to say, if you're a military spouse and you're looking to find employment at your next duty station, especially if you're getting ready to move, the top 3 things I want you to remember are: 1, start early, looking for your position at least 6 months out. Number 2, make sure you are leveraging your networking opportunities on social media, like the Facebook page, Career Military Spouses. And I could be saying that one wrong too, but I know it's a closed page. I will look it up on my Facebook account to make sure I'm giving you the right name. And then number 3, making sure you're leveraging the national programs, like the executive orders that give military spouses non-competitive appointment authority, or organizations non-competitive appointment authority to hire military spouses of active duty service members and those who may be widows. So make sure you leverage the appropriate programs that are out there to assist you with finding employment. So if you would like to hear additional comments, or not comments, if you would like to see me discuss additional content regarding spouse employment, let me know. If you'd like to know about my career field as an 1102 or a contracting acquisitions professional, let me know about that as well. You can drop your questions or comments in your questions or concerns in the comment section. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can receive the notification as I drop new content. I thank you very much for joining my channel today and listening to me regarding tips for military spouses and employment in terms of PCSing. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and go be great.